Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today for our VGA 6th birthday party. Up next, we've got Lianne Kruger, and she's going to be doing a FamilySearch catalog search for records. So, Lianne, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting and it's been so much fun to watch and learn. Check out all those videos. If you are wanting me to see me, if you put me in the top right, it will not hide anything on my slides as we go through this quickly. So the FamilySearch catalog to me is like the old Sears Christmas catalogs that we used to receive or go get, and we'd all sit around and look through it to find what we wanted for Christmas and mark it up and dog-ear the pages. And it was exciting, and everybody got to mark something. There was something in that catalog for everyone, including mom and dad, not just the kids. Well, that's kind of what FamilySearch catalog is as well. It's the genealogist's Christmas catalog. We're going to just talk about how to search throughout and also how to mark items in our catalog for our Christmas. When we used to walk into a library, we would see this and all those 3x5 cards that we went through to look for what we wanted. The FamilySearch catalog is the digital version of these 3x5 cards. It lists everything that is available at the FamilySearch library. It's the electronic version. And so we want to know what they have for our family, for the areas that we're researching. We can search in all of these 6 items. And I'm going to show you how to search with these, give you examples. And what you're going to find is that each of these items would be in a book, online materials, microfilms, microfiches, maps. And then, of course, where are they? Everything is in Salt Lake City. Sometimes you'll see something, you'll find a record and it'll go, it's in the vault, which means, and they will say, please contact us ahead of time before you come so that it can be in the library. But there's other places where these records may be found. At a FamilySearch center, an affiliated library, and best of all, what we like most is online, so we can do it from home. And you'll see a little availability with the radio button saying it's, available anywhere online or the Family History Center. How do we get to the FamilySearch catalog? Well, you can go to their website and then click on search and then click on catalog. Okay. Or there's a direct link, which you can add to your favorites in your web browser. Or what I do is I Google it. I just type in FamilySearch catalog. On the list, usually the very first item will be Explore FamilySearch catalog of resources. Click on it and it opens up this website for us. This is the web page. We're going to concentrate on this search area. So let's start searching a whole bunch of different ways. Of course, we may know where our family lived. Oh, we're going to type in, let's find records in that area. Now, as you're typing, I'm typing in Argyll, which is in Scotland, but you'll notice that as I'm typing in Argyll, the country is being placed in front of the area I'm entering. So country comes first, then county, then district or some other division, and town, city will be in last. Notice no capitalization needed, just type. And never type in the word county. No matter what country you're in, ignore that word. Sometimes hard to do. So I typed in Argyll and I picked Scotland. There was a few other, which is kind of cool. There's a few other Argylls here. Might help you. Now, when you've said search, here it is. This will appear on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side will be a list of categories. And each of these categories are records, and they're categories. This is just a little bit. Here's the list, but it's still not the full list. They're more, but they're all listed in alphabetical order. And beside each one at the end, in brackets, is a number. And that indicates how many individual items there are that fit under that category just for Argyll, Scotland. So 10 genealogies, very good. Maps, probate, this is exciting. When you get that list and you're looking on the left-hand side now, there is a little gray triangle. When you click on that triangle, it opens up that category and shows you individual items that are available at FamilySearch. So there were 2 cemeteries, and here they are. And notice that the title is in blue. That blue is a hyperlink to the individual record where we can find out all about what's covered in, what it contains, what it looks like, and where it is. So here's another example, the 10 items for genealogy in that category. Now, sometimes an item will be placed in 2 categories because it fits under more categories than just one. And that's okay. It's trying to help us be able to find our records. Now, I want to be more specific. Argyll is the area. Lochgoil Head is where my family is from. So I'm going to type in Lochgoil Head. It comes up with what I want. I click on this blue link, and then up to this, the first time it says search. You'll click on the search button at the bottom. Once you've made changes, then you're going to click on the update button. It's going to be in the same place. It looks the same. It'll just say update. As we're doing the different searches, you might want to change those. And in the top right, when you move your mouse over what you've searched for, you'll see this little X. Click on it. That will close the box. And then as you're searching, that will no longer be in effect. But when you open it up again, the words will still be there, but they're still not part of the filter once they're closed. So I want to do surname. I want to find if there's any records that pertain specifically to a surname of mine. And I have one of my surnames is McKellar. So I type that in and I get 2 records of 2 items that are just based on the McKellar name. And there it is, surnames McKellar. Now notice there isn't any categories. I'm just getting a list of items now. And there are up here 2 results. When I click on one of those, then I got the information about that specific record. And I've circled where it said McKellar. And that's how it came up. Something to read. Sometimes, when you type in something, it might be a really big list of information. So, a big list. So I want surnames of Campbells. Well, there's Campbells everywhere. So instead, I say, I want the Campbells in Argyll, Scotland. And now I get a nice little list. Here's the Campbells by themselves, over 1,200. Yeah, that's a little bit. And so that's why I narrowed it down to putting the two together. Now, another way to narrow down the amount that we have to look at, because we don't want to overwhelm ourselves, then is to say, I don't live near Salt Lake. I'm not going there until, Rootstack next year. What do I do in the meantime? Well, here's the availability. I'm going to click, I only want to see those that are online at this time. There we go. Click on online. Now I only have 489 to go through. A little bit better. Okay. So here's my list of Argyll that are just online. Very nice. Now, another thing that you might want is a title. I want Campbell's as a title. So the name actually appears in the title of the item at FamilySearch. And again, still, I want just the Scottish Campbells. And there they are. Blue lettering means it's the title, and it's also the hyperlink, but there's Campbell in the title. Now, I mentioned earlier that it might be one record might be in two categories. And you're thinking, oh, that's going to be a hassle. I won't know. Have I been to that record or not? But yes, FamilySearch does change the title color once you've looked at that record. Now it's red. Oh, that tells me, okay, I've been there. It's the same one I saw before. Another thing is when you're looking at different records, you might see, oh, I really like that record. Now, who did that? And think, oh, okay, they have really good records. I would like a list of all the records they've provided to FamilySearch because they might be something I'd like to look at. So we have National Archives of Scotland. Sorry. I actually then went to the author name and typed in the author's name in this, and there's a lot of them. Notice this one. So there's 3,500. Okay. I might want to add the place now to narrow that down. Notice that there's a couple others listed there where it says they only have one record, one item. That's because it's the National Archives of Scotland along with somebody else. And that's why you'll see one or two, because they were the co-author in those items. So by doing that, location, place, Argyll, I'm down to 128 to look at. Okay, I can do that. Another thing that we might want to search for is by subject. And this can be a wide variety, but it can also be a surname. So search your surnames and locations in multiple of these filter items. But with the subject, boy, we're getting the cities and locations throughout the world. May or may not be useful. Here's my subject. If you have family in Ireland, they might be really involved with the potato famine. So you can type in the location of Ireland and to learn about the subject of potatoes and famines. Combine the two and it narrows it down. Here's place and subject I entered in. Down below, I said, okay, there's a whole bunch of records. Underneath the list, I can filter by centuries, and I can also filter by categories. So instead of that overwhelming number, I can decrease it and concentrate on an area. And oh, fun thing to search for isn't just famine, but potatoes. There's lots of information about potatoes, and not just in Ireland. What about the subject of concentration camps? Now, I typed in concentration camps, and of course, I got concentration camps throughout the world, but I wanted concentration camps in South Africa only. So I typed in the place. And now I have just a few records and very concentrated because I have in-law ancestors involved there. So, sorry. I also researching a place called Fort Frances. And when you type in Fort Frances, as you can see, I didn't get anything that I wanted in the location area. And if you put quotes around, if it's got multiple words and you're not finding what you're wanting, quotes is really handy. And then I got the one I wanted. And there it is. And I got a result by doing the place. But there's only one thing. So what I did is I went down to keywords. And in keywords, I put in Fort Frances in quotes, and I got 4 items. So search multiple places. Now, here's the search for Campbell's again, that 1,200 records results. So how do you use the year filters? Well, I clicked on the 1800s when I knew my family was there. And it says there's 2 records throughout the whole century. The reason for that is that this item here says from 1730 to 1986. So it's in every single one of those decades. Notice when I opened up the decade, it said there's no further filters. It's for the whole decade. So that looks exciting, but it's the same record the whole time, but still good. Now, back in the 70s, when I was helping my mother with microfilm and microfiche, and she put me in front of one of them, and I'd be rolling through with my list. We would write down the microfilm or microfiche number as our source, and then what we found. Well, I still have those papers, I'll confess. I want to look at those records today and see if they're digitized. I can do that by typing in the call number or the microfilm and microfiche number, and it will bring up the item for me. And this is what an item page looks like. Every item has one of these pages that gives us some information at the top and more information and where it's located. But this right here in red is good. Red means that it's digital. That's great because it says, oh, hey, click here. Now, in this case, you have to be at the Family History Center. Other times, you just need to be online. Oh, that you want the red. Now, it lists all the formats down below, and there is icons to represent the different kinds of formats. And here they are. Magnifying glass, index. Cameras, we love cameras. Indexes are good, cameras are better. Cameras with keys, we don't like so much. Microfilm reader, reel, you're going to Salt Lake. No icon is very sad. And sometimes the word available, it means it's available in Salt Lake at the FamilySearch library. But we'll talk about the keys. So this here is a list. There's an index, that's good. But the key on top means that you want to log in. Up to now, I haven't needed to log in to do all the searches, but if I have a record that I want to look at, that has the key on top. Create a free account if you don't already have one. And then hopefully once you log in, see, I'm not signed in, come here, I've logged in, the key has disappeared. Now, every once in a while, the key still does not disappear. It's all about copyright, and you still might need to go, but the majority of the time, the key will disappear once you've logged in. Yeah. Now, this one has 2 indexes, but nothing online. Unfortunately, I still need to go, but an index is good. So this is the page when you want to create, you just fill it in, your information. Now, I mentioned Christmas catalog, and we need to mark these because we want, doggy ear them, come back to them later. Here's one item on my wish list is it says to view the digital version, click here. Yes. So we would click, and this is actually in Scotland, and it's a PDF document. And I might want to go to it later, and it's 158 pages online. Yeah. So if I found that, so how do we make our to-do list and our wish list? So basically, it's our little pieces of paper from our catalog. When you get your list and you're looking for something specific, but in the list you go, oh, that looks really good. I want that one too. And you're torn. What you do instead, you breathe and then you click this add. That's what we're going to do. So right now at the top of your list, it will say catalog print list and in brackets 0. I don't have anything in my wish list. I click on the word add, and now my wish list has a 1. Yay. And then I click on the other one and I have a 2. And now I've marked up my Christmas wish list ready to go. Now, after you're done with something or you look at it and you go, no, not for me, or there was nothing there, then you remove it from your wish list and it will disappear. Now, let's say you're actually going to Salt Lake. So here's another, I added it, I removed it, and it's back to the word add. I want to see my whole list. Starting on something new in the morning, let's go. I click on the catalog print list and it lists on my screen everything that I have. Then the blue titles are hyperlinks. Yeah. Okay. And if you want to remove it, you can also remove it from here. For some reason, I'm heading to Salt Lake. It's Roots Tech time. I'm heading down there. I want my wish list to print it, to be able to take with me. So that all those items that I needed to be in Salt Lake for, they're listed here. Save it as a PDF or print it directly, and you're ready to head to Salt Lake and view all those other items. All right, now we zoomed through this quickly, but I have a quiz for you, and I think there's some prizes. If you would we'll put that link, or did she already? Let me click on it. There it is. She's got, and she says there's prizes. So when you get to that, it's a Google form, answer the questions. I've got an hour and a half, 45 minutes, 40 minutes to come up with the winners.
And just to clarify, because we'll be showing this on the recording of your presentation on YouTube, this is only for the live presentation. So if you're watching this later, you won't be able to participate in the quiz. So Lianne, thank you so much. What I'll do is I'll stop the recording right now.